Give me the
session
iPad.
of phone talks, and it's a really good one. I'm going to have our intern, Alina, take the lead on this, give her some experience leading a podcast session. My name is Vanny, and I'm one of the directors at Cambodia Cultural Center. We strive to unite Cambodians across Canada to celebrate our heritage and preserve our culture. And we do this through programming, such as talks like this, and we've also done some cultural events and galas and cooking classes and Khmer classes. Yeah, we are just getting started. We were established last year, and I want to thank you for joining us today for this special session. I'm going to pass the mic on to Alina now, who will introduce herself and introduce our guest, the speaker.
Hello, I'm Alina Proto. I am an intern for the Cambodian Cultural Center. I am very happy to be hosting today because Sapon is an incredible guest with an incredible story to tell. So I'm going to get into his bio here. Sapon Seng is a Khmer Canadian scholar, community leader, professional language interpreter, and former Buddhist monk whose life bridges Cambodia's past with its future. Born during the years following the Khmer Rouge regime and having lived his childhood during the Vietnamese occupation, those early years of his life shaped his lifelong commitment to education, critical thinking, and community service. At the age of 19, Sapon entered the Buddhist monkhood, where he spent 14 years studying Buddhist philosophy, ethics, and leadership. His pursuit of knowledge led him to Thailand, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy from the University in Bangkok. He later continued his education in the U.S., earning a Master of Art in International Relations from the University of Hawaii at Manoa, along with a certificate from the school's Asia Pacific Leadership Program and a graduate certificate in public policy. Drawn on both his lived experience and academic background, Sapon will walk us through how ancestral beliefs, spirit practices, and Buddhist teachings have coexisted for centuries, shaping Khmer identity, culture, and community. So please welcome Sapon Seng, who will have a presentation about the intersection between animist and Buddhist beliefs in Khmer.
Hello. Orkun Ali. Very good introduction. So I will talk in English, maybe mix with Cambodian, so that you can learn together in Cambodian language. So my topic is a little bit very embedded into Cambodian society because I'm having grown up in a very cultural family, traditional and cultural family, and my boyhood was in the belief of animism, like Khmer animism. If we talk about Khmer animism, Khmer have a Chuklu Quran. We always believe in Nikta, Nikta. It's hard to say in English, but it means ancestor figure, sacred figure. But before I talk about the interconnectedness between Animism and Buddhism, I would like to talk a little bit about Buddhism as a religion, and Animism is not a religion. Why I say like that? Because religion must come along with 5 components. First one is founder, second is the teaching, and third is followers or adherents, and fourth is sacred places or sacred sites, and the last one is ritual. So any belief system that have no these 5 components is not a religion. So it's only philosophy. Yeah. So Animism, no founder, no follower, but it has ritual and also it has teaching. And the teaching is just passing from generation to generation. So we consider Animism not a religion, but it's part of the spiritual belief embedded in Khmer society from birth to life. Now come to Buddhism. You know the Buddha is the founder. The Buddha is the term in Cambodian we call Buddho. It means enlightened one or awakened one. So he enlightened on what? He enlightened from realization that human suffering are the truth, the causes of the suffering, he found it, and the cessation or the ending of suffering, he found it, and also he teaches us the pathway to the ending of suffering. This is the Four Noble Truths that is the core teaching of the enlightened Buddha. Or in Buddhist belief, we said every Buddha will enlighten this four truths, the same thing. Nothing else, four truths, yeah, the core teaching. So, for the lay people, we call lay people, kind of hierarchy a little bit, lay people and monastic life. Lay people, it means the people who are householder taking care of the family. So for the teaching for those taking care of the family, we have three principles. First one we call precept, sal, and second is, first one is tien or dana, generosity, and second thing is sal or morality or ethics, and last one is development, we call pioneer or bhavana. And for the monk, for the monastic life, we have three too, but different little bit. Like for the monk, we have morality, we have meditation, and awakening. So different little bit. But for lay people, like 5 precepts, that is the teaching very basic that Khmer people, they worship both. Like spiritually, Khmer Animism, for instance, a housewarming. I got a housewarming last Saturday and I invited 2 monks to my home. That is the real practice. So housewarming is Cambodian spiritual belief, but we engage with the Buddhist monk to come. And the monk will give us a prayer and we observe, first we observe 5 precepts. So the 5 precepts that we observe from the monk is fundamental precepts. Like first precept is I observe the first precept to abstain myself from killing being by spreading loving kindness and compassion to all beings, regardless human being, animal, or tree. And the second precept, I observe the second precept to abstain myself from stealing or taking any position that's not allowed by the owner, or committing corruption or doing bribery, by cultivating a livelihood which is the right livelihood. That is the second precept. And the third precept is I observe the third precept to abstain myself from sexual misconduct. Yeah. It means that I will not betray my partner, my wife, or my husband, or committing any domestic abuses like raping or forcing to have sex, or touching is not appropriate. So that is the third precept. And the fourth precept is I observe the fourth precept by avoiding from telling lies and talking bad behind the people, talking useless, and using harsh words or swearing words. Yeah. And last one, the fifth precept is I obtain the fifth precept by avoiding from drinking alcohol or consuming any kind of drug or smoking. So these 5 precepts we housewarming, we request the monk to give to us. And the monk to give to us, and we decide follow the monk in order to remind ourselves. Yeah. So that part of the precept that lay person, not the monk, observe. Yeah. But for the monk, like Eileen invested about my monkhood. So I spent my monkhood when I was 19 years old after I graduated from high school. That is compulsory 12 years school in 1993, 1994, around that, during the United Nations came to Cambodia for the ceasefire and conducted the first election in Cambodia. I think I spent only 3 months in the monastery, but in order to pay gratitude to my parents, that is part of the boy in Cambodian culture, that you should spend at least 3 months or 6 months in the temple before they go out for work or get married, right? But for me, it's different. Meditation. Among those teaching in Buddhism, meditation that have taken me to stay longer, up to over 13 or 14 years. Yeah. But the thing that I became a monk is different from 5 precepts. Because the monk observed not 5 precepts. The monk observed 227 precepts. So, for 227 precepts, there is a strict rule, including living celibacy. You only stay in the temple, like yesterday, is the Buddhist land, like 3 months. The monk will make a commitment to stay in the monastery without going out 3 months in order to practice meditation. They call Buddhist land. In Cambodia during rainy season, so in here like rainy too in BC. In Cambodia like a lot of raining right now, like flooding right now. Because rainy season, the monk not allowed to go outside, so that people come to the temple and offer the food. So the monk around 227 precepts, the monk eat only 1 meal. I mean 2 meals, like light breakfast, porridge and grilled fish, a regular meal, and big lunch. And after 12 o'clock noon, no more eating, but monk allowed to drink water or other mix like water, another drink, not coffee or not. Yeah, I think coffee too right now, but not other drink, only water and juice sometimes. And they have to chant in the morning, wake up at 4 a.m., chanting and praying and meditating. And at 6:30, the monk had to go out for food collection, collection, bandabat. Yeah. So like my routine is at 6:30, I had to go out for bandabat and come back and eat breakfast. Like bandabat is for lunch, but a little bit for breakfast, and go to school, like school in the temple, and lunch, and afternoon school, evening chanting, like around 9 or 10 p.m. we go to bed. So this is a routine during 3 months monastery. But the 227, that is very strict for the monk. Like I cannot tell you in detail, we don't have time. But this is the precept that I compare between laymen and the monks. Different. And for lay people, the second thing, duty is you do dana, generosity, offering. By offering four essentials, we call essential needs. So human being, we need 4 essential needs, everybody. First one is food, right? Bandabat, right? Second is clothes. Third is shelter or housing. And last one is medicine. That teaching by the Buddha, that these 4 essential needs are basic needs for the monk. So the monk doesn't need anything, only these 4 things. And last one is development for the people. So kind of physical development and mental development. So when I come to learn about Western education, they teach similar to the Buddha teaching. Yeah. So mental, physical development is important and imperative, but I don't go to detail. Now come to the animism and spiritual practice. We have housewarming, we have wedding, right? And also Nyata. Nyata is part of the Khmer belief that our ancestors stay with us and protect us. But if we do something bad to Nyata, Nyata will do bad to us. This is the belief, the folk belief. That's why we call Sang Nyata. It means that you pray for the Nyata to come and protect you. The animism that very important is worshipping the water, worshipping the earth, mountain, and worshipping the wind and worshipping the fire. That's part of the Khmer belief. So at first, Sonatera and Uttratera, who is the missionary that Asoka king from India sent to Savanapumi, Algol and Peninsula, including in that time only Funan. Funan is the first kingdom of Cambodia. So if you read in the United States, wrote by a French scholar, he wrote very detailed about Funan Kingdom, which is the first appearance state in Southeast Asia. So Funan, Sonate, and Utrate, the Buddhist missionary came to Funan Kingdom at the beginning. He camouflaged himself as the Nyata, okay, the owner of the water. Because he came during the Buddhist land, like rainy season. That's why people respect him. Like people also believe in Nyata and believe worship water. So in the year of, let me see. So according to record, Sonate and Utrate came to Funan in Cambodia 238 before Christian. This is how the Buddhists started to grow in Cambodia. So these two monks, he acted like the Nyata or the god of the water, and the villager come to worship him. And the villager spread the rumor and spread the word that, okay, before we respect only Nyata, which is spiritual, we cannot see, but right now these two Nyata, they are real, not invisible anymore. That's why the Buddhist teaching spread very fast at the beginning. So make it animism belief. Yeah, this is how it started Buddhism in Cambodia. So first it's Theravada Buddhism, and after that Mahayana Buddhism, and after that came back Theravada Buddhism. So from King Asoka, that the Buddhism in India was very spread worldwide. I mean, Asian wide. Came to Mahayana in King Jayavarman VII, who built the Bayon Temple, and also the collapse of the Angkor period came in the Theravada Buddhism of Sri Lanka style. Okay, and right now Hinduism, Buddhism, and Animism come together. I can tell you if you have any question about these three religions made together. It not only in traditional ritual, it also in language and clothes as well, and especially the art of the temple, home is all embedded. And the thing that so impressed is in your tattoo. If you tattoo, Khmer tattoo, like Angelina Jolie, her tattoo, I can read you, Ukakasa. You can ask me what that means. Right? It is in Pali language. Yeah. It means Uttana Sampatiya. It means that put your effort or endurance. It means Araka Sampatiya. It means that if you do something good, if you get something, you have to protect it, take care of it. Yeah. So Araka Sampatiya. It means Kalayana Mitata. It means that you should associate with all friendship and rely on your judgment to associate with people. But in Khmer culture, don't believe in people. That is the mistrust teaching. Yeah. And the last one is Sat, it means Samakivata. So live your right living. make your living is correct living, good cultivation of living. So this is a tattoo that I can read behind Angelina Jolie, but other art tattoo too. Like if you have any tattoo, you can show me. They have some other word, not only uakasa, other word that teach you about all those have meaning inside there. This is how Sonate, the two missionary Buddhist monks, embedded the Buddha teaching into the folk belief, so that it become more modernized, more structural, more structural. And like the temple become a center of education, a center of worship, and a center of architecture and culture until nowadays. Yeah, I think I should stop so that I can listen to your question. Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. So I really am interested to hear more in depth of how you became a monk in the first place.
Thank you. Yeah, my mom, I grew up in the war fighting period during the Vietnamese occupation. My dad, I never saw my dad's face because he already passed away. And I asked for my mom, for my sister about photo. He said that you don't keep the photo because if the Khmer saw the photo, our family will be gone. So no photo, no image of my dad. I cannot figure out how he looked like, right? And my mom take care of me. I'm the youngest in the family. So I love my mom a lot. But she passed away since I was very young. That's why it's embedded in my mindset that one day I have to do something to pay back to my mom. And I saw many elders and my friend, they advised me, you should become a monk so that you can pay off the gratitude. I think, yeah, that's a good idea. But let me finish high school first, because my mom, before she passed away, she told me that, okay, son, mom not believe to survive, very sick right now. But one thing that I want to tell you is keep learning, and education is your priority. So I don't have any heritage for you, so you have to focus on education. And after that, she become confused again. Right? Yeah, so that's why it's in my brain all the time. So I said, okay, let me finish grade 12, and after that I became a monk for 3 months. And after that, I will try to go back to school. That's why I became a monk. But during that 3 months, I practiced rigorously to study more about Buddha teaching. At the beginning, I'm kind of Animist belief because Buddhism is not different from Animism, believing in superstition. But when I study his teaching, his teaching is not superstition. So that's why track me more to research and to find the truth about Buddha teaching. That's why I stay longer.
Yeah, so, excuse me if I didn't get a lot of things correct. So you said when you first become a monk, you're in the temple for 3 months? My commitment was only 3 months at the beginning. And that's to practice like meditation?
Yeah, during Buddhist land, like 3 months Buddhist land, rainy season.
Oh, okay.
Like today, like yesterday, Buddhist land in Cambodia.
Okay. How long typically do you spend meditating?
Meditation is about there are different kinds of meditation, like samatha meditation, we call focus meditation, and vipassana meditation, we call insight meditation. But at my temple, the teacher teach only vipassana meditation, insight meditation. So insight meditation is part of the meditation. They have 42 lessons, but only one that is my priority is to concentrate on your breathing, like breathe in and breathe out. So you concentrate on your belly. Your belly is the center of the universe. So you can open your eye or you can close your eye. You can sit properly in a quiet place, or you can do things around You can run chores, but you still concentrate on the breathing. You know, you breathe in, you know, you breathe out, you know. You know from your belly, sometimes you know from your nose, depend on what you focus on. That's my meditation method. When you breathe in and breathe out.
Okay, so do you think we can go a little bit deeper on what the similarities and differences between animist and Buddhist beliefs are?
I try to research animism, but have no teaching, have no book, have no scripture. So the teaching is zero for animism. But practicing, yeah. Practicing, okay, for instance, in Cambodia, they do that for bond. They like to make marriage, bond, you know, for bond. So, okay, Khmer New Year, that is part of animism, not Buddhism. But the monk involved.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
The animism is Pchumban. Pchumban, you know, Pchumban is a ancestor festival during the beginning of October that you offer food and ansam, nom, every cake, like banana leaf wrapper, and all those. That is animism too, not Buddhism. But they get the temple and the monk involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question about that. In terms of the monks agreeing to be part of like these animalistic rituals, was it easy for them to do that without conflicting with Buddhist beliefs?
No, yeah, very adaptable. Buddhist teaching is very adapting. We call Southern teaching because most animism practice is in the way of centralized in ancestors. That's called Theravada teaching. Theravada teaching is the teaching of the elder. It means that it takes the original Buddha teaching scripture to spread, to teach. But Mahayana, like to the northern, like Tibet, China, Mongolia, that is different animism. So Buddhism adapted to different style. Like India or in northern, they have winter, right? Not like southern, no winter, no ice, no snow, right? But northern they have snow. And in that, most local belief take advantage of Buddhism by teaching, believing in teacher, from teacher to teacher. That's why Mahayana, the scripture is really commentary, not the original scripture. That Mahayana Buddhism, like Tibetan Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, Jain Buddhism, that's all teacher happen, not the Buddha. Different from southern, like Burma, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia. Yeah.
So you were talking about like Khmer New Year being like an animist kind of cultural thing, but how are there other things that are in Khmer culture that are animist or Buddhist?
Wedding.
Weddings?
Yeah, wedding ceremony.
So can you have a wedding? Can you have a wedding without monks?
Yeah.
Like a Cambodian wedding?
Yeah.
Just
Some wedding they don't invite them.
okay.
Yeah. But it has to be a Cambodian wedding. So they have like 14 different stages, not in Buddhist teaching. It is Khmer teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one other stage is Patong Ning Nia. Patong Tong Sabai Ning Nia. It means that Patong is the man is groom or bride. Groom, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Groom had to toast the scar of the bride. That symbolizes the Funan kingdom in the legend of animism. That if you want to go to the kingdom of Naga or the king serpent of the king, you know Naga, right? Near. Yeah. You have to toast the scar of the groom so that you can go under the ocean. Yeah. So Pratong, I mean the man, had to toast the scar, and we carrying with sword and all the supply. And Yang Nia is the leader. So Khmer Animism, woman is the leader, woman is the master.
Which we're going to learn more about in 2 weeks.
Yeah, woman is the owner of the land. Like Funan Kingdom, like Nokokok Tlok, the islands of Tlok 3 was created by father of the woman. Yeah.
Because Cambodia used to be more of a matriarchy, right?
Yeah, matriarchy.
Oh, okay.
Because every word starts with woman, like May Pu, chief of village, May Srok, chief of district, May Kat, chief of province, May Dagnom, chief of the leader of the country. All start from woman. May means woman. Yeah. Like May, Nhi, the same thing. Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna roll it back to your days as a monk. I would like to know what your day-to-day routine was as a monk. Was it the same? Was it different every single day?
I know?
As a monk.
No, right now different.
As a monk.
Yeah, as a monk the same, because we have to balance. Like take turn, like 4 a.m. Balance. If any monk or novice not wake up, we'll be drowned. So everyone has to go to the temple inside the boat, worshiping hall. And we call it like check attendance. Yeah. So 4 a.m. chanting like almost 2 or 3 hours until 6:30. We get out for collecting our food and come back to eat around 8:30. And after go to school, so around 11 o'clock we have to eat lunch. It must be rigid. You have to eat before 12. After 12, no eat. Eat overtime.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you only have to eat before 12.
That is the discipline, the 227 rule.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt again. I have a question regarding the different practices in Southeast Asian countries that practice Theravada Buddhism and Animism. Is there anything that is unique to Khmer culture that we practice in relation to Animism and Buddhism that is unique compared to the surrounding countries that practice the same thing?
The worship of ancestors. So this teaching is the same like the Buddha teaching in India. That's why it comes to accumulate together very perfectly.
Yeah. So in Thailand, what would be unique in Thailand and what would be unique in Laos?
Lao and Thai just copy from Cambodia. They don't have their own identity. Historically speaking, like I said, those lands belong to Khmer. Funan Kingdom, no Thailand, no Lao. After Funan Kingdom, we come to Vajjayak Kingdom, Indonesia. Bil Boropoto, you know that? It is the Buddhist architecture. And after that, Champa, that is in central Vietnam. Champa is disappeared right now. That is brought together. And after Mon Kingdom, no Thailand, no Vietnam, no Laos. So this is historically recorded. And also it testified by architectural ruins. A lot of monuments, a lot of temples under the ground. If you dig it, you saw it. It all belongs to Khmer culture. That's why friends, when they came, they think that Khmer people are barbaric. When they came to Vietnam, they think Vietnam is more civilized, and they think that Khmer people are barbaric in that time. That's what they wrote. I just follow what they wrote. So when they came to see Angkor Wat, and they were, they was surprised. What is this? Why the Roman Catholic priest came and built this temple here? That's what he said. Or maybe King Alexander the Great came here and built the temple and left. They don't think Khmer people can do it. That's why they send the scholar come to do a research. And after that, the scholars spread that, this is the Khmer people built it. The people surrounding there built it, not someone else. That's why they protect Cambodian from that time, because they was cited by those monuments. Yeah, they changed their mindset from saying that Khmer people are barbaric.
Khmer people don't get enough credit for what they do, certainly. Is there a teaching or a ritual that even today that stuck with you, that you always refer back to in times of trouble or hardship?
breathing meditation. Any obstacle, anything stressful, take my breath, close my eye when I sleep. Even though I sleep 1 hour, but I like sleep 8 hours because of peaceful sleeping from meditation. And when I was monk, I can concentrate on my breathing, and in a sudden, when I realize myself, I woke up in 5 hours. So this is what I'm thinking of enlightenment that the Buddha said, Nibbana, Nibbian, is it the enlightenment state? But I'm not enlightened, okay? It's just sleep meditation because my friend, they can meditate like 8 hours longer than me. For me, only 5 hours. And you don't feel any pain when your mind is peaceful. Become a single mind, like one single mind, peaceful mind. And after that, when you wake up, you don't feel any greed, you don't feel any hatred, you don't feel any delusion. So the Buddha teaching is greed, hatred, or bad temper, and delusion, or ignorance are the causes of suffering. So if you meditate, you can be peaceful like for 3 or 4 hours. It is even though it's temporary, but it reduces a lot of greed, a lot of hatred and delusion. So no pia tosa moha. I don't know if it's a big term in English, but if you need me to elaborate, I will tell you. Yeah. But in Pali, sometimes when they say Khmer, no equivalency. Sometimes you say in English, no equivalency too. Even though the term Nibbian, no equivalency in the term enlightenment. But we try to explain.
So, how did being a monk change your view of Cambodia or even the world?
We see that all beings are suffering. Everyone has suffered, regardless. Don't claim that you are not suffering. That is not true. Because all things that you see is just temporary. Like the teaching of impermanent, anicca, Khmer anicca. So everything is impermanent, even changing, right? So the Buddha teaching that, okay, everything is subject to change. So this change is the truth. You cannot stop it. It changes. You see yourself, your name, it's just a supposing. It's not reality. Like my name Sapon, it's just a supposing thing called. Like you call this laptop, Apple laptop, it's just supposing. But the Buddha said it's not real. It is fake. But the thing real is changing, keep changing. So the same like scientists say that atom, molecule, and electron is all changing. We are part of the atom, part of the electron, part of the molecule. But the Buddha said smaller than that is your consciousness, your mind. That's why the Buddha found out thing that is smaller than atomic or molecule or electron that you see by your eye. But the Buddha closed his eye and he saw the same change. That's called Nibbana, enlightenment. So this is reality. This is scientific. Yeah, that's what I learned. That's what I practice for myself.
So, let's go a little bit deeper.
Is it too deep? Understand?
No. We can go way
Okay.
deeper. How has being a monk changed you? Like from before you were a monk to after learning Buddhism?
First, it's part of the culture that I became a monk. But when I studied, I became a real monk, like the Buddha teaching. Because I learned meditation, and it changed my point of view, it changed my perspective about world, how to see the world reality, all is impermanent, anicca, all is dukkha, anything that is changing because it decay, dukkha is decaying. And last one, all things are non-substantiality or non-self. Non-self, right? Non-self. Not you, not me, not everyone. Because change, decay, and you cannot control it means non-self. Not you. It's you control it, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is what I realize. Perspective, world perspective. So the world like moving around, like if the world not moving, it's not the world. We too. We were born, we old, we age, we sick, and we die. And the Buddha said, we rebirth again, according to our own karma in the prison. If we do good, it's not good. If we do bad, it's not bad. It's from our own. We are the savior. No creator, no God, nobody control us. It's ourselves.
So I have a question about that regarding reincarnation. Is that part of animist belief as well? Because
Yeah,
okay, so that's where the two
That's
kind of
different.
agree there.
different.
Okay, what are the differences?
Okay, Mahayana Buddhism, like Dalai Lama, is believing in incarnation. But Theravada Buddhism, rebirth.
Mm.
So the term reincarnation and rebirth is different. But Cambodian animism is prolonged, soul. So soul, reincarnation, and rebirth. These three things are different. Maybe you can tell me how different it is.
I need you to tell me. Because they all kind of sound the same.
Yeah, okay. So reincarnation is not different from Hinduism. That rebirth too, but different perspective. Like if you money this life, next life you still money. That is rebirth. But soul in Khmer perspective, animism, it means that prolong. Yeah, prolong yearn. When you die, your soul will be born as a tree, as animal, as a human being, similar to Buddha teaching. So Buddha teaching say that rebirth, it means that not the same. Your consciousness, when you die, your body die, part of your spirit die, but one of your consciousness not dying. We go to change and to get rebirth again. In anything depend on your own karma.
So I have a question about this whole thing. So
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of Cambodian stories and things like that.
Yeah.
My mom would tell me some stories about birds and stuff. So I know
Interesting,
it's
yeah.
more animist than Buddhist. So what I understand is that in this life, you decide to do with what you want, and then when you die, you could reincarnate and meet the other same souls or in your next life. And also, if sometimes you could be reborn as an animal because you did bad or like
Yeah.
bad deed or things like that, right? So that's more of an animistic belief, correct?
No,
What is it?
it's the same. Like I said, Cambodian animism in regarding rebirth, similar to Buddhism too. But animism in Cambodian belief, no systemic explanation. But the Buddha and the scripture, more systemic, more realistic. And what the rebirth mean in Buddhism, even though you're sitting listening to me, you already die and rebirth.
Because there are stories of people, like kids remembering their past lives, things like that I hear a lot in Cambodian culture, more than
Khmer
other
culture,
cultures.
Khmer belief, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Buddha said, no, you don't have any memory in the past. No. But you know the rebirth conception, the rebirth perspective, like you're talking to me about 1 hour ago, you already died. This is you who died.
So I'm like, I don't get it. This is like really deep.
That's why the Buddha teach, don't cling yourself to the past. Don't be stressful to the future not arriving. Focus on your present. Because present is your life. The past already died. The future is not yet rebirth.
Oh, I get it.
Okay?
So continuing forward.
Yeah.
The past weeks, no more.
No more.
All right. Okay.
But Khmer people always try to do good deeds or merits, like such as cooking for the monks, offering food, helping, people in need, things like that, in the belief that they could do or have a better life later, things like that. So that would be animist, I would think.
Yeah. Adult animism.
I have a question about, so you mentioned the wedding, Jobin, and New Year.
Yeah.
are not Buddhist celebrations. So what are the monks there for?
Buddhist ceremony, first is Visakha Bojia. Visakha Bojia, you know that, celebrated on the birth of the Buddha. Visakha Bojia celebrate the birth of the Buddha, the enlightenment, and the passing away. 3 occasions for Visakha Bojia in the month of Visak. I think in May, 1st of May, around that. That is the Buddhist tradition, Buddhist practice. And another one is Buddhist land, the monk have hibernation period, 3 months. That is Buddhist. And Katina ceremony, offering the robe to the monk. That is the Buddhist ceremony. And become a monk. Like, became a monk, residing from a monk, monastery, all those is Buddhist ritual, not Khmer ritual.
I have another question about being monks. So only men can become monks?
Women too.
Okay, so when my dad passed away, I have 2 brothers, and we were told that, because to me, shaking my head, doing that's not a big deal. So it was more for the son to do, so they can wash away the parents' sin, or what does, I just hear it, but I don't fully understand. Can you elaborate? Is it so my brother became a monk for a month? Because it's really hard to take, work off 1 whole month or longer. But he became a monk for a month, and he really enjoyed it. But I understood that he did that because my dad passed away, and it's to do good deed for him, for my father, not for my brother. But my brother kind of paying respect or washing the sins for my dad. Is that how it works?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it means you became a short-term period of monk during cremation. That's different from 3 months like my style. Yeah. So you learn nothing. You commit yourself 3 days or 1 week. You just put the rope, save your head, at that. But if you commit at least 3 months in the Buddhist land, rigorously practice meditation so that you can learn a lot.
But what does that mean for the 3 days?
Yeah. So the Buddhist teaching is when you cleanse yourself, it means that you do good thing and you can spread that good thing to others. If you don't cleanse yourself, you don't have good in yourself, you cannot give to others. Like you don't have money in pocket and you try to give to others, impossible. Right? That makes sense? And for the question about women become monk, so at the beginning there were women monk more than men monk. But 800 years after the Buddha passed away, the women monks start to sing until eventually disappear. Because there are many conditions on that. You can select AI, we tell you why Buddhist monks disappear. There are causes from that problem. But right now they try to rejuvenate, try to restart again, like in Sri Lanka and Burma, they have women Buddhist monks. And Mahayana, they have women Buddhist monks too. But in Cambodia, not yet recognized. Even though women is the leader, but they still don't recognize women's status as a monk. But, as I was a monk, only the nuns, women who are the patronage, very important patronage to each temple. Without women, the temple will fail. So women become nuns. Don't key, it's all. Don't key, nuns. And observe 30 precepts, like a novice. So hierarchy of the Buddhist monk, they are novice. You know novice? It means the new learner. They observe only 30 precepts, 30, the same like nun. Nun is 30 precepts too. So precept, there are 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts, 30 precepts, 227 precepts. And for women monk, I think 300 something precepts, the most. Maybe because the most, that's why women monk cannot stay. That's why I think one of the causes.
Is that called cancel?
Yeah, cancel. Yeah. So, like I said, yes, 3 principles for lay people: Dana, Tien, Sal, Pioneer. So you only say cancer, but the other two they don't say it.
Alright, so I'm still wrapping my head around like the past me is dead. Does that have like does that concept revolve around regret? Like you can't stick with regrets. Like your past self is dead, and you should not have regrets. Is that like a Buddhist belief?
Buddhist teaching sometimes they said very pessimistic, like, because everything is suffering. That's what the Buddha thought. That's why he left the palace. Like, you know, history of the Buddha himself, when he was 16 years old, he got married, and he got one kid, and he tried to get out from the palace to see the world, but the king, they predict that this son one day will become a Buddha. And the father king, Sotodana, doesn't want him to get out from the palace because when he saw the outside world, he will become Buddha. He will run away from the palace. So he tried to stop him, like close him. But one day in the night time, he sneaked out with his amata, with his guardian. And he saw the outside people in the village, born, sick, old and die. Born, sick, old and die. So he said, oh, he very regret with this life. The life is so suffering. He had to find out the enlightenment so that he can live forever, or he can enlighten. Or maybe he was embedded by Hindu belief that he will go to Brahma kingdom that have lasted forever or something like that. Because the Buddha himself, his family was Hinduism before, right? Not Buddhism. That's why he saw the world is so pessimistic. Suffering. That's why when he became a monk, he escaped from the palace. He practiced with another Sikh teacher, Hinduism teacher. At the beginning, he practiced self-punishment because asceticism. So he did not eat, like look at the sun all day without blinking your eye, and not stand one leg all day, like, no eating, until his body, like you can see that Buddha skin Buddha, right? Like body Buddha, or like more. He said, oh, this is so extreme way to practice. And in the palace, extreme, very materialism. So we find out the middle way. That's why the Buddhist teaching is the middle part. The middle part teaching. Like nowadays, when we collapse from the war, like World War I, World War II, the scholar learn new thing about middle part. They call it enlightened era in political science. They try to go central and middle, like democratic principle, right? Try to social contract. This is middle part, but not in the teaching. Like the Buddha middle part is like there's eightfold part, like right view, right understanding, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right living, right meditation, and right concentration. So there are 8 of them. If you study this 8 part, it means that you can walk in the right way to enlightenment. Same thing.
We have 5 minutes left. I want to open the floor up to audience questions. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I guess not. Do you have more questions?
I have a whole list of them.
Okay, Justin has a question.
My sister and my family have a lot of superstitions. So those would be animist beliefs, or are they like, where do those come from?
What kind of superstitions? Give us some examples.
Example, yeah.
One off the top of my head would be like tearing a leaf off the tree at nighttime when it's dark, so the ghost doesn't come, or something like that. That's one I can think of for the baby.
Oh, I have one. Don't live near a graveyard.
Yeah.
My mom was also superstitious. She would get nauseous whenever she sensed a spirit.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So a lot of Khmer women, we call Tomimot. It means that gold come inside the body, and it change their speech, it change their behavior, and sometimes they can hear you, sometimes they can curse you, sometimes they can demand something from you.
So in that instance, I've heard that they ask the monk to come and purify, like, so that's a merging of animist beliefs and Buddhists, or is the monk just being like, okay, fine, I'll do it. It's not real, but I'll do it.
So, okay, there are two types of Buddhist monks. When they became monks study the real teaching, but when they practice, some monks strict, they don't care what you believe, but straightforward, the Buddha teaching. But other monks just go along the way with superstition. Because when they go along the way with superstition, they get a lot of offering.
Right, okay.
So,
That motivation behind it.
so I'm Khmer, and I would say we are probably the most superstitious and believing in spirits and ghosts like very openly compared to other, let's say, ethnicities. So like in my household, we always believe that each house has a house ghost. And that's why we pray to them. So before you go and move in the house, you bring like rice.
Yeah.
You make peace and say, hello, this is a borrowed. Because the thing is, we believe that before us, there's other people that live there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's Buddhist or Animist, but I've always learned that we are in a borrowed body. I guess that's what you meant earlier. We're part of the universe. So we were born, we die, but there's other people before us. So the house that we are living in, so the goal is to make peace. But so we always do these before, like homecoming. I guess that's what you were explaining earlier.
Yeah.
I never got monks involved or anything, but I at least follow those rituals, I believe.
Yeah.
But anywhere else, I would, like, the girls are all scared of ghosts in middle daytime, which I don't understand, but it's like, but I don't know if the monks really do come and purify, but they do come and explain to me that what they're chanting for, right? And it's just basically the same thing. It's just the teaching, the practice. So if you're good, then you're good. Then the spirits will not come to you. So, so that's
Okay.
So Cambodian people, they are very spiritual because they are very protected to the land, to the mountain, to the water. I mean, they have very strong position to their birthplace. That's why the Netta spiritual always take care of them because they're very observant and serve to the land. Like anything happen to the house, to the land, they will worship. They will, like before they eat, some of the Cambodian family, they have offering. Maybe you saw that everywhere. That part of offering is not Buddhism, but Buddha, the monk did not reject that, go along with that, because it's part of the goodness they believe and they do. So the spirit or the ghost, according to the Khmer belief, if I know myself, I do believe in that too, but it's not enlightened way. But if you worship the mountain or you worship something or a tree, if you keep giving food, giving water every day, it becomes real. One day you forgot, it will come to you. You will be sick with no reason. Doctor cannot cure you too. Yeah. That's why they call it akat. Okay? I mean, ancestor or the spirit or the belonging that you worship come to curse you.
Hey, to take maybe a turn, I had a question about, so when you're 19, you decide, okay, I'm going to go and practice being a monk for a short period of my life. And then afterwards, you decide to pursue university in philosophy and then continuing on into international and public policy. I was wondering if those choices were informed and influenced by your time being a monk, and if there are any like notable interconnections between like politics and Buddhism and animism that you were really interested in, or if that like actually wasn't a thing and you just had those interests before any of your time being a monk.
Good question. Yeah. Part of animism and spiritual belief that make me think that Buddhism is superstition. So that's why I dedicated to spend 3 months, not in aiming to learn deep into Buddha teaching or philosophy of the Buddha. I just pay gratitude to my mom that she passed away when I was very young. But when I study and realize that, oh, the Buddha teaching is very broad and it's a way of enlightenment that keep me longer. Regarding the subjects, it's driven by scholarship, not by my choice. Yeah. So the philosophy in Thailand, I got scholarship to study Buddhist philosophy and Oriental philosophy, and also I got scholarship to study Oriental epigraphy. That is my motivation because I want to read the inscription on the stone of the Angkor Wat temple and other temple. That's why I had to learn master degree on Oriental epigraphy to learn the old script, we call Old Khmer. And part of the political science that I enrolled in University of Hawaii, I got scholarship and I picked political science because when I study, I learned a lot about Khmer history and I saw the turmoil and the suffering of the Khmer people, and I tried to think what are the causes of this problem, and one thing come to my mind is politics. And one thing come to my mind is the lack of participation of the people, because my mom, my sister, my neighbor told me that don't be involved in politics, you will be die. I said, why? But why you are under politics and you told me not to involve in politics? What are you talking about, right? So that's why part of the driving forces and motivation, I think. Like right now, I'm really engaged in politics, but diasporic politics. Like right now, I am the chair of the election committee for the Khmer Overseas Assembly, COCA, and we have 9 people, and they pick me as chair. And we ask all the Khmer diaspora community members to enroll online, to vote the member of parliament overseas, to reflect with the election committee in Cambodia and Cambodian Assembly and Cambodian Assembly in overseas. So right now we have like hundreds of thousands people enroll and register. I encourage you to go online too, like koec.net, that website. You have everything, and you will see my name there. You can enroll as an elector, or you can enroll as the candidate from your constituency. Because in there are 9 constituencies. We have 3 in the United States, 1 in Canada, 1 in Australia, 1 in South Korea, 1 in Japan, 1 in Europe. We have 7 countries and 9 constituents. This is kind of paralleling assembly, paralleling body comparing to Cambodia, so that we can learn together about democracy and human rights. Because the principal aim that we are projecting for this assembly is to support democracy and human rights in Cambodia. And encourage Cambodian people to participate in politics, because politics is part of your life. Why you are certain not to be involved in politics? That is my motivation. That's why I study politics. And my master degree in international relations, and my PhD too, but I have not yet completed my dissertation. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. So I think that's a very good part for us to end here today. I would encourage you guys to look on the Cambodian Cultural Center website, because we have a speaker on the 20th of this month who will talk about the importance of woman in Khmer folklore. So thank you so much for joining us today, and have a good night.
No, my last word. So, if you try to concentrate on your breathing, it will be helpful in every situation. You on the bus, you driving, you eating, you sleeping. Just simply concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. It will be helpful.
How long do you do that for?
Depend on your situation.
Telling my anxiety. So like you breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. How many times and how long?
So you can count like at least 10 times in and out. Minimum.
Okay, so that's what you want people to
Yeah.
remember.
I want everyone
From this
here,
conversation.
including children.
I want to do it, but do I count? Like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like the same?
No, breathe in 1, breathe out 1. So 5 times, right? 10. But you can notify through your abdomen, rising and falling. You can say like rising, falling, rising, falling. Or you can know your wind through your nose, depend on. But for me, rising and falling, very easy. Rising, falling.
Great, well, Suman, I want to thank you again for sharing your experience, your knowledge, and your insights on Cambodian Buddhism and Animism. And there was one other thing I wanted to say. I really appreciate it. Yes, the fact that it was a really important topic that we really want to cover because over 95% of people in Cambodia are Buddhists, but many of us don't know what is actually Buddhist and what is actually Animist. So thank you again for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you.
There's some new faces here. I'm Lee. I'm one of the directors at the Cambodian Cultural Center. This is Alina. She is interning with us. It's actually her last week, so we wanted to give her the mic to, gain some experience in front of the camera and on the microphone interviewing. And Dr. Kwan, he's part of the Cambodian Cultural Center too. More as a contractor because he teaches and
Korean Khmer.
yeah. And we have Bernard there. Just joined us for the first time. He's from Lowell, Massachusetts. And then who else is new here? You. Can you introduce us?
My name is Thakar.
Uh-huh.
I'm a pharmacist and lived in Montreal for a long time, but since I married my wife here, she's Korean,
Uh-huh.
but she's really well Cambodian, so that's fine.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
I live in Montreal too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband's Filipino.
Amy. This is Amy from Montreal.
I just
Well-
learned about this place a month ago.
Yeah. We're new. We're relatively new. As you know, you met Tian, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so we
That's
just
right.
established in May 2025. And we had our 1-year anniversary in June. Yeah,
Okay,
welcome.
I just want to ask one more question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I see that we offer a lot of Vipassana meditation classes here.
Yes.
I think it's not very common, but a lot of, and I think it's recording. And I was wondering if that's also popular in Cambodia, or is it more really? I think in Cambodia we limit it more for people that are really serious about it.
Yeah.
I think we force them to do it after school, but very few people I heard on the television who are much older are interested into learning about Vipassana. Right?
Yeah.
I think the meditation here seems to be so life-changing.
Yeah.
So I almost wish to see more Cambodian teaching of Vipassana
Yeah.
for lay people.
Yeah.
For lay people, we don't have to become.
That's good.
This is
The monk here, he's the monk, but he's from Khmer, but he's a Vipassana. Vipassana school. So in Cambodia they have at least 3 different schools of Buddhism. Like Vipassana school, Pariyatta, learning school, and Vinaya, disciplinary school. So part of the temple that I became a monk is Vipassana school. That's why I got into Vipassana more deeper. But the monk in here, he is a Vipassana teacher of his temple in Vipassana. Regarding Vipassana, yeah, it's not a lot. Not a lot. More into disciplinary and general learning. Yeah, but Vipassana is like. But they try to get Vipassana into curriculum and the Buddhist school as well as the human public school. At least 1 hour per week. That's what I'm trying to get. Because Vipassana is very beneficial. In here, we just purchased a new temple that is big land. Maybe I am one of the directors who organize Vipassana. So we get to know, we get spread better when everything is going on. We started in the right way. Yeah. Thank you for suggesting that.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, hope to see you again in 2 weeks.